Well, aloha, a happy Aloha Friday, everyone, and welcome back to our Friday Live with our lead inspector of Pillar to Post Home Inspections, Kenji Vendetta. So currently, Kenji does live over in Waianae, and he's married to his high school sweetheart, Kimberly, with whom he has 4 children. So we just want to welcome you back. We know we've had you on the radio, we've had you on the
hmm
Friday Live, but you're always a fun guest and you got lots of interesting stories and topics to share, all in your adventures of home inspection.
Yes, yes.
So Kenji, let's just start. Let's just do like a quick little rewind here.
hmm
What made you get started in this home inspection business, and why Pillar to Post?
I actually got started from the owner. He got really busy over the one summer, and he asked for my help,
Mm-hmm.
and I jumped on board with him. Was training with him for about 6 months, and then 6 months, and finally went on my own and started doing it, doing the home inspection solo. Um, Reason why we got Pillar to Post is because it's a franchise that's across North America, and they provide excellent education and training services for its home inspectors. We go through a 4 month training course. We do get certified, and just the ride-alongs that we and the information that we gather during that time is gearing us up to be that solo home inspector where we can go out do jobs on our own, and we can ensure the buyers or the sellers that the product that we are providing is what's necessary for this industry for real estate.
So Kenji, this 4 month training course, like after you guys are done with that, or is that done in person? Is it done on Zoom? Is it a combination? And what happens after you're done with that training? Do you have more training that you have to do? Tell me about that.
Yes. So there is an online course training since COVID. Before COVID we used to send our inspectors to Toronto, Canada for training,
Mm-hmm.
and then but now we're doing it on through Zoom, through classes. There's an actual training class and a scheduled uh, course that needs to be taken, and then from there you get certified nationally. And from that point on, you'll actually be doing ride-alongs with the licensed home inspector for quite some time. Sometimes that ride-alongs can be anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. There's even cases where they've been a ride along for 9 months. And the reason we're taking our time in the training is so that our home inspectors are become comfortable of what we're doing, what we're looking for, and we become confident and be able to point issues out and give a good reason why these items should be pointed out, whether they be a safety issue, things that needs to be replaced, and just an all-around knowledge and how to educate the current buyer or seller of the issues that we found throughout that home inspection.
So Kenji, you mentioned something that I feel is kind of important here. You said the ride along with the licensed home inspector.
Correct.
So here in Hawaii, tell us about like the licensing requirements for home
Okay.
inspectors.
In Hawaii, technically, there is no license required. So anybody can kind of be a home inspector. But what sets us apart is that we actually go through a course that actually gets us nationally certified and licensed to be a
Mm-hmm.
home inspector. So we can go to almost any state and be a home inspector in any state. The only difference is those some states like Washington, DC, Maryland, and all that, there is actually a certified course that has to be given or certificate that has to be given by the state for home inspectors. Hawaii doesn't require that. So, you know,
Is Hawaii the only state, or that's just like a handful of states that have this non-licensing requirement for home inspectors?
Hawaii is not the only one. So there
Oh,
are some states that are not, that does not require a licensed home inspector to conduct the home inspection. So
yeah, because
we're
we
not
may
the
have
only one.
we may have people that are watching this from other locations besides
hmm
Hawaii. So yeah, I mean, know what's required. I know that anyone that's from Pillar to Post, and specifically Kenji and his team, has gone through extensive training and licensing, as well as now you guys also carry some kind of insurance.
Correct.
right?
We carry our own errors and omissions, so that way if anything were to go wrong sideways on a job, or come back, we do a job and then client is not happy about it, or there's an issue that comes up that should have been spotted during the inspection, we have our own E&Os to help us out with that.
So that helps, like, because a lot of the times it's the agent, right, that is making the recommendation. Sometimes some savvy consumers will do some research on their own, and they'll have a very particular home inspector that they want to use based on those certifications.
Yes.
But I think that's great that you guys carry that errors and omissions insurance, because sometimes mistakes happen, and then sometimes things just happen that no matter if you did everything exactly right,
yes,
there's still things that just can be missed.
Correct.
So, I mean, no one's perfect, but you guys do an excellent job. Very detailed reports.
Yes.
Tell me about the specialized tools that you guys use in your home inspections.
So one of our specialized tools is called an infrared camera that helps detect the temperature difference between the surrounding spaces. For example, if there's a leak on a floor, we'll be able to detect that there is a water penetration or a leak present. I just did a house yesterday and the washer flooded, and the best picture I could come up. Sorry.
Oh, we lost you. You're tumbling around.
Yeah. So the best picture I could come up with, that is my bad. So the best picture I could come up with is an infrared camera of the leaking washer. And when you trying to take a picture of water on top of a floor, laminate flooring, you can't see it from the surface. So an infrared camera was able to highlight that area for me really well. And the client looked at it. They were like, "What?" Or my washer leaked. You could see it in the pictures. It comes out and shows this distinguished colors. That is one of them. The other one is a moisture
let's
meter.
Just stop on that right there.
All right.
The moisture, because I know that the moisture is, that can lead to other things, right? Like mold.
Correct. Yes.
And so what happens when your little infrared tool picks up this moisture? Do you guys do mold tests, or what is the next recommendation as a home inspector to your clients?
Next recommendation is going to be licensed plumber, or the correct licensed person or contractor to be able to locate this, where this leak or where this moisture is coming from. And then once we can determine and locate that, then the client will be in good hands, because now the remediation will take place.
Yeah, because mold can be kind of a tricky kind of situation.
Correct.
Especially here in Hawaii with all the moisture and different locations having, more moisture than others. And then, how many different kinds of mold are there? There's probably 300 different types of mold. Some's poisonous and very harmful. Others, it's just, like the mildew kind of stuff we see in the back.
Yes. So that's one thing about living in a tropical state. I've done many of mold tests throughout my career, and generally every house has mold because we bring it in. You cut the grass, that becomes a mold in itself, decomposition. You step on the grass, you walk into the house, that's part of tracking mold into the house. We are looking for specific types of mold that are caused from water damage. So that's why the test is required before we even make an assumption of whether it's positive or negative. Because if it's harmful, we want a remediation. If it's not harmful, generally clean your house. That's what it comes down to.
So generally, if there's some kind of water damage or moisture that's been able to seep through, that's when you typically are seeing the more damaging or harmful kinds of molds that, could cause health conditions, which, that's a safety and health condition, which is another reason why you want to have someone like Kenji and his team inspecting your home. Okay, on to the next tool. So we have the infrared tool, and then what are these other specialized tools that you guys have?
We have a moisture meter. So that is then it complements the infrared scan. So if an infrared scan comes positive of moisture behind a wall, we'll do a secondary test with a moisture meter scan. And if that comes out positive, now we're definitely sure that there's an issue going on behind the wall or on a ceiling For example, if a tub spout is leaking and you're on the second floor and it's showing up on the ceiling in the living room, we take 2 samples, 2 tests, just to make sure that we are covered on our end and the client is covered on their end, to be like, hey, let's get this remediated.
So keeping everyone safe, including probably the current owners, because a lot of the times you are doing these inspections not necessarily as like a pre-inspection coming onto the market, which we've done that for some of our clients and have recommended it. But majority of the people that are utilizing your services are, they've just put in an offer on the home and they're just checking it out, right?
Correct.
So what kind of different packages do you have to offer? Before we went live,
yes,
we're talking about some new and improved kind of things that you guys are offering your clients. Let's touch on that.
Okay, so Pillar to Post came out with these enhanced packages where we are able to do a 360 virtual timestamp of the home. So it's a 360 virtual tour of the property. And that is helpful to the clients, because for those that are not here on the island, they look at that, they get that package, they're able to see what it looks like, the current condition. It also is a timestamp for us as the inspector and for the agent, so we can verify and double check at that moment as well in the future.
So this, wait a second, with this virtual tour, because as you know, on all of our listings, we have those Matterports and virtual tours. Yours must be a little different, where it's like, yes, like you're showing the home, but you're more like showing where you're seeing concerns, correct? Like you're like doing like little arrows and pointing out like, this is where there's moisture and this is, a little cosmetic crack. So it's
very somewhat to that point. It's not necessarily like that. However, with the virtual tour, there will be a comment section and a picture associated with the issue within that room. For example, with a bathroom, if a sink leaks, you're not going to be able to see underneath the sink with a virtual tour, but you'll have an attached comment with a picture, and that will be highlighted, and you can highlight over it, and it'll pop up and tell you exactly what's the issue with it. So it's nice. It gives us a nice tool for these clients that are not on the island. And for those that are on the island, they can review it. They can start ordering their furnitures or rearranging their house to see how they want it to be prior to even moving in, so that when the move-in date happens, they know where everything needs to go.
So this is helpful, number one, for buyers who are not physically here yet, or maybe they are just off island for the home inspection. Or number two, the buyers could be here, but maybe the house does not have a Matterport or a virtual tour because, that agent didn't provide it. So you're providing it, so they have all the measurements, so they can make all of their design plans and furniture planning and everything.
Yep.
So
makes it seamless.
That's a great, you know what, that is a great little call to action here. And I think that all agents should be calling Pillar to Post.
Yes.
And utilizing that, that little upgrade that you guys have included in your packages.
Correct. We also attach an appliance handbook, or their, the home manual. We call it the home manual. Pillar to Post home manual. So for appliances like this, microwave, refrigerator, stove, oven, if those do not have the manuals when the homeowner moves into it, then we can provide that as well. And it's really nice because it tells you the age of the unit, how much life it has on it. It even has user tutorials on it on how to operate the item. So it's a very one-stop shop when it comes to like homeowner manuals and everything like that.
So you're keeping everything organized.
Correct.
Or maybe like those previous owners that were not organized and didn't hold on to the manuals. But a lot of these manuals are, available online, but you're just kind of creating one little hub, right?
Correct.
So that it's
Correct.
easily
It is specialized.
accessed, and it won't be lost. It's there for their reference. I love that. Very innovative.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
What we're doing.
Anything else new that we should know about that you guys are doing?
I know I touched on it briefly, but we also provide a floor plan with our premium and prestige packages. Mm-hmm. So that'll give dimensions of walls, doorways, garages, bedrooms, It even tells you where the windows are and dimensions of the windows. So that way, again, when it comes to setting up your house, you can do all that pre-staging ahead of time, and if makes it a lot easier. Also, if you want to do new flooring and you don't know the square footage of the rooms, you can send the floor plan off to a contractor along with the virtual tour, and their contractor would be like, all right, I know the square footage of this house, I know what it looks like, I know what I need to do, I know what I need to order, and so forth. We're just trying to make it so much easier and seamless for these homeowners so that they can do these items when they move in, be ready to move in.
I would say that you could send the floor plan off to American Floor and Home.
Correct.
They have a lot of techie stuff like you guys do. So I think that would probably, you guys would work very well together in these home remodels and different plans and visuals. That it's like a lot of times people, they need to they need to see it. They can't visualize it without that. So that's awesome. All right. So what is the best way to book a home inspection, or maybe even just if maybe an agent's watching and they want you to come and do a presentation for their office or their team? What's the best? Is this the best number here? This 492-1675?
Correct. That is the best number to give me a contact or give me a call. They also can text me at that number as well. They also can visit our website that we have. That is, yes, that will work. And if not, you always can email me at kenji.vendetta@pillartopost.com.
Okay. Well, Kenji, as always, it's been a pleasure. And thank you for sharing with us all of these innovative new packages that you guys have. It's says a lot about your company and about you for being part of this company that is, clearly investing in technology to make it a better customer experience. So,
yes.
Yes, good job. And thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. You guys
and
have a great day.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Yes. Happy Aloha Friday.
All right. So we're gonna take it out.